Welcome back to Under the Tights, powered by Heroes Comics, right here in Fresno, Shaw and Highway 41. I'm Rash from the Morning Blaze here at 105.1 The Blaze, and this week we're talking about Wonder Woman. The new movie from Warner Brothers is out this weekend. Very exciting. I guarantee this is going to make all kinds of money over the course of the weekend, but we're going to start with a little background on what this character is all about. I know that in today's everything's politicized world, it can be really cynical of people to look at this and go, well, hey, here's a big movie production company trying to capitalize on feminism. Well, guess what? That's what this character is. That's not just capitalizing on something or trying to portray something new. Wonder Woman was developed specifically to be a strong female, feminist, inspirational character. In 1941, she was created by a guy named William Marston. If you think of what was happening in the world rather in the early 1940s, the war effort for World War II was wrapping up, certainly here in the United States and all over the world. Fathers, husbands, brothers were being called away, and women were asked to step into roles that they weren't comfortable with, weren't expecting to have to do, and all the while, raising families too. And Wonder Woman was developed with all of that in mind to be this, for lack of a better way of saying it, strong, I don't need no man character that could show women, hey, anything he can do, you can do too. That was the mindset of the character when she was developed. In comic books at that point in time, not only was the comic landscape predominantly male, but it was also predominantly male characters saving damsels in distress. And the point of this character was to not be that. Someone that was strong, someone that was independent, someone that could take care of not just herself, but those around her. And thus, you got the Amazonian princess of Wonder Woman. Diana Prince is what she goes by when she's in the real world, but Wonder Woman comes from an island called Themyscira. It's all warrior women. There are no men on the island, and she was brought up from birth, depending on which story you want to look at. They've kind of changed it in recent times. It used to be she was molded out of clay. That's how the original story went. Didn't even have a father. She was molded out of clay and brought to life by goddesses on the island. They've changed it a little bit now. Zeus is supposed to be her father. She's a demigoddess is the way that works. But grew up on an island full of warrior women, trained her entire life to be that, to be the protector of the world, and doesn't take S from anybody. This movie is going to be an origin story of sorts, although she already has been portrayed in DC movies. She was in the Batman Superman movie a couple years ago. I'm sure you remember that. But this is going to be the story of how she ends up off the island in the real world, understanding the pain and suffering that war brings to mankind, and her quest to rid the world of that, because in her mind, that's her duty. Now, the character, for the most part, has been the same since the 1940s. Now, as is the deal in comic books, there's always certain things that change, and there are different universes, so to speak, that the characters live in. For example, she no longer needs the invisible jet. A lot of people think of Wonder Woman, and they think about that invisible jet from the Super Friends animated series. I think Linda Carter had an invisible jet in the 70s TV show, too. Now she just flies. She just flies on her own, no need for a jet. So that's a change. But for the most part, the character has stood for the same things and has been relatively the same all the way through. You'll see the bracelets that can deflect bullets. She'll have the lasso. Then when you wrap the lasso around people, they have to tell the truth. She'll be incredibly strong and fast, and I'm excited to see this movie. Not just because I think it's going to be exciting, and not just because I'm a comic book guy, but on a personal note. Wonder Woman in a roundabout way is kind of the character that got me interested in comics, as strange as that seems. I grew up in a house with an older brother and two older sisters, and me and my sister are really close, and she's a huge fan of the Linda Carter show, and still to this day is a massive Wonder Woman fan, and it was that kind of drew me into this whole world to begin with. So this character's meant a lot to me for a long time too. So I'm very excited to see her on the big screen, getting the full big budget movie rollout. I hope the movie's good. Like I said, I haven't seen it before. From what I've seen and the reviews that are out right now, seems to be going well. So hopefully you get a chance to go out and see it this weekend. And take your kids, take your daughters, take your sons too, but take your daughters, because that was the point of this character. And don't let anyone tell you different. Wonder Woman's supposed to be a strong, independent woman to inspire a future generation of strong, independent women. So if you hear about theaters that are hosting women-only viewings or whatever it may be, come on, man. Us guys have a lot. Let them have this one. Let them have this one. Lots of new books at Heroes Comics this week as well. And with the movie being out, no surprise, there's a new Wonder Woman book as well. And this one's actually really cool. It's a kind of a compilation book. A lot of past writers and artists got in for this Wonder Woman annual that they're putting out right now. So that's available right now at Heroes Comics. There's also a new Cable out right now, Cable #1. I have a feeling you're going to start seeing a lot of Cable releases. Last week we talked about Deadpool. Cable's supposed to be the other character in the new Deadpool movie, so as is the way the business side of comics works, they're going to really ramp you up towards that. So there's a new Cable out right now. Check out the Wonder Woman book. Plus, you still got things to catch up on. I still haven't picked up the 4th Batman Flash crossover. I've been waiting 2 weeks to go pick it up, and I haven't done it yet. Got to finish that. I'm hearing big things about Booster Gold in the DC universe now, which is kind of weird because I don't really like that character, but we'll see how that goes. Either way, check out the Wonder Woman movie this weekend. Go out to Heroes Comics. I will see you there. Thanks for watching Under the Tights from 105.1 The Blaze.